Welcome to the Combat Sports in Africa podcast. This podcast is about combat sports development on the continent of Africa. Africa is not a country, it's a continent made up of over 50 countries, and we're going to highlight the many coaches, athletes, academics, sports journalists, and the local to international supporters of amateur and professional combat sports across the continent of Africa. This is episode number 1, our very first episode, which is going to feature an international supporter of the sport of Jiu-Jitsu in Ethiopia. Our guest is none other than Dr. Tsegaye Degineh, a lifelong martial artist in the art and combat sport that is Jiu-Jitsu. In August of 2021, he was awarded his 6th Dan by the German Jiu-Jitsu Federation. He's now Grand Master. In addition to that, back in June 2021, Dr. Degineh was awarded the Federal Cross of Merit by the Federal Republic of Germany for his volunteer work, focusing on his Jiu-Jitsu and Judo sports development work in Ethiopia. Along with his development work there, in addition to his voluntary work focused on the integration of people in Germany. Now, this award, the Federal Cross of Merit by the Federal Republic of Germany, is the highest recognition given by the Federal Republic for services for the common good. Dr. Degineh has a PhD in economics from Humboldt University, Berlin, and he's also the very first Ethiopian to have formally brought and established modern Jiu-Jitsu to Ethiopia and connect the sport and that country to the global Jiu-Jitsu community. He's truly a combat sports development pioneer for Ethiopia and an individual whom I've interviewed for a documentary on the sports development of Jiu-Jitsu in Ethiopia, which I'm still working on. Please note this interview was conducted back in mid-July 2021, a week prior to the Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympic Games. Okay, let's get to the interview now. Dr. Tsegaye Degineh, you've recently been awarded the Federal Cross of Merit with ribbon from the Federal Republic of Germany. Congratulations. What does this mean for you personally and professionally?
Thank you very much, Gamami. It is a special honor and pleasure for me. I think I never thought to be awarded by the highest merit of cross of the German Federal Republic, and I mean it is telling a story of a person with migration background. It is a story of about me. It's a story about you, or about a lot of people who has migration background, coming from their home country and integrated in a new country, in getting in a new home, and working for common good, promoting voluntarism. And supporting the people relationship between two continents, and at the end of the day, as well as by using different means like sport, like by using knowledge transfer. So for me, it is a great honor and pleasure. As well as very amazing, because I never thought that I will get such kind of honor.
Well, congratulations to you again for that. Obviously, you've done a tremendous amount of work, as you mentioned, in volunteerism and the transfer of knowledge as it pertains to project management, but also martial arts. And this is why I wanted to ask you right from the top, Doctor, what is the current state of Jiu-Jitsu and Judo in Ethiopia? How widely are both of these sports practiced, and by whom?
Thank you very much. I mean, the current status of the sport is very slow compared to the last 6 years in the quantity. I mean, the quality is really very high now. What we have Jiu-Jitsu class, African championships, and judokas who are graduated from World IGF Academy. But in quantity, we have very small number of Jiu-Jitsukas and judokas. This is due to the corona pandemic and the system to get a sport license in Ethiopia, which is very difficult, I think, in the world. In terms of quality, as I said, it is the highest with international, well qualified professionals. We have good coaches, and we are getting also support from international judokas and jujitsukas who are living in Ethiopia.
Now, can you tell us how you got involved in martial arts sports development in Ethiopia?
Martial arts is my passion. I think you know that I have been training in martial arts in Germany for over 30 years. It has always been my desire to transfer knowledge to my home country. As I said before, sport is one of the means of transferring my knowledge. And the idea is to support my home country, Ethiopia, to make a knowledge transfer to those who have not got the chance like me, first place. So I started jiu-jitsu training to give training in Ethiopia just 14 years ago, I think in 2007. And after that, I started to establish a judo and jiu-jitsu structure in Ethiopia. We established the first association that licensed under Ministry of Justice, and then the association was suspended or lost the license again, and then we had another license under Addis Ababa Sport Commission, and the same procedure. They didn't renew the license, and now we are always doing the same procedure. We have clubs and the regional associations also. After all, despite great challenges, it was very difficult for me to stop at once. I thought, I thought this. I have a professional experience in hobby martial arts that is ripe to be transferred. 14 years ago, it was only technical point of view. And now it is more philosophical, or how can we develop young people to be a good citizen? And as I said, this point is to support the users. Those are the majority of Ethiopia, and able to catch knowledge. They are very amazing. They are very quick to catch knowledge. They are willing to learn. That was the point. And the other point is also these young generations, they need our support and experience in order to avoid that they will take the wrong ways. And the martial art is the one that will show them the right way.
Now, what sports are the most popular in Ethiopia, from both the number of participants and also from like public viewership, media consumption, and overall popularity?
In the first place, is the sport. Ethiopia is known for long distance athletics. We have, I think, with hundreds of thousands of participants and thousands of world class athletes at the top of the long distance world record holders. And the second place is the sport of soccer, football, with a strong fan base. Unfortunately, it's not enough to lead in Africa as it did centuries ago. But I heard the Ethiopian football team has qualified for coming African Championship, African Cup. The Ethiopian athletics sport is one of the leading, not only in Ethiopia, also in Africa. And it is in the world also, particularly through our long distance runners. Currently we need a new generation that is able to replace the famous athletes. And I think they are working on it. I think it is also very important to invest more in quality than in quantity when we come to sports like martial arts. Regarding martial art, I think in Taekwondo we have 10,000s of participants, practitioners. And I heard a couple of days ago, Ethiopia will send one athlete to Tokyo in World Taekwondo. It is
Wow.
a big milestone. I wish we did it in judo.
Right. Now, what are some of the challenges you've encountered in trying to further promote the sport of jiu-jitsu and judo in Ethiopia?
Wow, there were many challenges, and still there are many challenges. Starting with the local sport authorities who give the license to us and take them back anytime as they wish, or with the lack of infrastructure, sport equipments, like we need tatamis, mats. It is very challenging, and also, as I said, we have a problem with the quantity because these sports need more quality and high techniques capability, and ones need to stay long years to become a master in grappling sport. It is not easy. So that's why we are losing many of our athletes who are getting back to wings, wushu or kickbox, or back to taekwondo or karate. And as I said, we need more equipment like tatami. The grade of injuries is very high. It is also difficult to have appropriate time because most of them are in school or preparing for examination. There are many that are not able to afford the cost of the transportation when we give national seminar from regional states, for example. Even they are not able to afford to pay for the dojo. Trainer are not able to, the rent for the dojo, and students are not able to pay also their membership fee. At the first place, the professional should be supported and accepted, what I'm suggesting, because there are those who know the new sport and able to introduce with its nature and quality. And I had a very big challenge we are trying to bind judo and jiu-jitsu together, and we faced people that have no idea about judo and jiu-jitsu, never seen probably before on the tatami, and said that are completely different sports, and we don't need to have we need only to have judo extra. We have to if you have a club license, it is only for judo. You cannot have a jiu-jitsu license to your judo. They didn't understand what means synergy in this context, and there is a lot of challenging, yes, of course. And also, when you come from abroad as a diaspora, you will be misunderstood. You are supporting with tatamis, with judo gis, with equipments, with knowledge for nothing, good for nothing, based on voluntarism. But probably some of them thinks that you are getting some benefit of that, and that is also some kind of challenge, this kind of mindset, I think. But you need resilience in this point of view.
Now, do most African countries have a commonality of problems and challenges when it comes to sports development? Or are these problems that you're listing generally like unique to each country, in your opinion?
I think this problem are very similar in Africa. I think because I have Many conversation with other African countries. I have been involved in African Jiu-Jitsu, in African Judo, and the main problem is a financial problem in Africa and lack of infrastructure, professional trainers, training equipment in venues, judogis. The transport cost is very high. It is very amazing. It is better to travel from Germany to Ethiopia than to travel from Ethiopia to South Africa or to Mauritius or to other African countries. Uh, it is very high. Even when from athletes want to travel from Nigeria to Cameroon, they come from, it is very close. They are very neighbors, but they come from Nigeria or from Cameroon to Addis Ababa, from West Africa to East Africa, and then they will change the plane in Addis Ababa and they will travel back to West Africa to Yaoundé or Lagos. That is, Africa is sometimes geographical in this sense, Africa. But Africa is very diverse, but the infrastructure it makes it very difficult to have a kind of continental championships, regional championships, knowledge transfer seminar. As I said, it is even to international seminars and congress to participate. It is very expensive, and the sport authorities have no such kind of a budget or finance, particularly for martial art. The organization and the structure of federations may differentiate from country to country, but there is sometimes, most of the time, you will find a power struggle in the leadership. Last time we had a problem in two African countries. Even the police were there, and even in the television and a lot of things. There was an election, and the election was boycotted, and the door was closed. And after the election was finished, they let the other parties to participate. It is really very, very what happening is there is always, not always, mostly you will find a kind of power struggle. Power struggle you will find also in Europe, but in peaceful way. I think that should be in peaceful way. I also see, in other hand, I see hope in the young generation who are eager for new knowledge that can be easily learned, and who are effectively absorbed. Africa had a big potential because of like the young generation.
Really insightful stuff there. Now, what are some of the potential? What's the potential and opportunities for combat sports development in Ethiopia and for other African countries?
As I said, 2/3 of the African and Ethiopian nation, as it is very young, which is the big potential for martial art. I also see they are very eager to learn and to apply what they learn quickly as possible, and they are very tough in physical resistance. They can't train without tatami. I remember in Ethiopia, in a hard floor, they are training, ogoshi, throwing techniques. It was unbelievable to see. Fall techniques and so on. So you cannot imagine such kind of resistance, resilience in Europe. And no one will get without tatami. That is what I see as a potential and opportunity.
If I can just say, I also witnessed that these students training on essentially throwing themselves on the floor and doing full break falls, and it was remarkable. As you mentioned, there was a lot of heart, a lot of talent, and a lot of dedication. Even though they didn't have the resources, they still put in the effort in training and executing throws, as you mentioned, which was quite remarkable. Now, how should one measure success when it comes to sports development in Ethiopia?
I think it should be focused on quality and quantity, not on quantity. Uh, we have the first African champion and vice champion in Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, we have Yared. He is very experienced in African Jiu-Jitsu. Even in World Games, we have Yared participated, I think, fifth place in the World Championship, fourth place. And we have Maskaram, vice champion, African female vice champion. And I mean, that is what I'm calling quality. It's a measurable because you have a key performance indicators, what you can that can be measured. We have black belt holders in judoka who have participated in the IGF academies. We have JJF referees. We have athletes that visited JJF referee seminars, IGF referee seminars, and the quality is very important to say the level of belt holders. We have also we are just observing a kind of athletes getting belts from not known organization. That is, I think, in my opinion, it is very dangerous for Africa as well as Ethiopia. So we have to be very we have to focus on from which organization they are getting knowledge and receiving their licenses, their belt. That is also point of that is the measurement level what we need to have.
It's interesting because you've mentioned quality a few times over and over. You know, the quality of athlete, to focus on the quality of teaching. It's you're really emphasizing the need for quality, which is very important, I would imagine, for sports development. Now, I think you've already somewhat answered this question, Doctor, but I'll go ahead and ask you. Can you tell us some of the major milestones and achievements you and your team have been able to achieve on and off the tatami, from Ethiopian athletes competing internationally and winning to major institutional sports development wins?
Yes, of course. We have some major milestones. Just to mention, we just enabled the participation of three athletes in Saint Petersburg World Championship. It was 2010, for the first time ever in the history of Africa and the Jiu-Jitsu International Federation as well. We enabled also in Vienna 2014 for athletes in the World Championships. I think you recorded all.
I was there. Yeah.
And we enabled and coached the participation of one athlete in Wroclaw World Championship in Jiu-Jitsu. Yared that achieved fourth place in his category, and he was also in ranking first rank in Africa. We enabled participation of Ethiopian in Spain at the seminar for police and military. which with their athletes, and the participation of Ethiopian athletes in the German International Seminar and German Open. And we enabled predominantly with my compatriot Grandmaster Johannes Daxbar, the participation of two athletes in Paris Judo World Championship for the first time ever in Ethiopian sport history. And two athletes in Düsseldorf Grand Prix in Germany. I think you were also there.
I was there.
Yeah, recorded all those things. We enabled and supported participation of one athlete in World Games 2017, and also participation of Ethiopian East and African championships. And whereas Ethiopia became African Jiu-Jitsu Championship in Morocco 2019, we achieved. In person, that was a big success. And we sent a lot of tatamis. I think 500, 600 tatamis. A lot of protectors, hand protectors, knee protectors, hundreds of judo kits, judo training equipments, a lot of, just boxing punch, jiu-jitsu shirts. It is. We have we send a lot of materials, belts from what we collecting from German national team, from different organizations that were Adidas, German Olympic Confederation, by supporting through the German Foreign Office and German Embassy in Addis Ababa. They enabled to send those all staffs to Ethiopia. We enabled to send many trainers to Ethiopia to give in judo and jiu-jitsu seminars, even zone seminars. And we put a link, judo and jiu-jitsu professionals who are working in Ethiopia and with the Ethiopians. They found just a big family of judo and jiu-jitsu, because now we have a big family with those who come from abroad, from Japan, from Belgium, from Armenia, from Italy, from France. I'm not sure, probably from Canada, USA. They're going to work in Ethiopia in different international organizations, if they have a belt in judo, BJJ, or jiu-jitsu, then they are very welcome. They will contact us, and we put the link. And even they deployed us as a sensei, and they give the seminars. They are very close to our athletes. And so we just established a kind of people-to-people relationship.
That's an incredible list of accomplishments and milestones. And as you mentioned, it seems like it's obviously a global effort at a local and national level in the country. And it's incredible just to hear all of those achievements. And obviously, there's been challenges on the way, as you mentioned, but it's great to see that things are still pushing forward after all these years of active teaching and engagement from you and your team. Now, the next question I have for you is, where do you see the state of judo and jiu-jitsu, I guess, in the future? What are you envisioning for this for these sports in that country?
Yeah. We have second dan holders in both arts. The highest level is second dan to Ethiopians, but we have foreigners who are living in Ethiopia with the third dan, fourth dan. And we have, as I said, an African champion, African vice champion. We have clubs in Addis Ababa. We have clubs in Hawassa, southern regional state. We have in Deredawa. We have in Gondar in the Amara regional state. We are trying also to open in Adama and other regional states. And Mr. Daxbar and I, as well as other trainers, try to travel across the country and to give seminars. Even I remember in Mekelle, Mr. Daxbar was there and give judo training. And next time we will try to go around to the country and to give further training. And we are also able to give judo training to refugees. Refugee, it is very important point, and we will try to elaborate our potential and to give also to continue our efforts on training to refugees. And we have managed to build a strong international community of judokas and jujutsukas, and we will to continue this community, this family. We have a very good cooperation with the international judo and jiu-jitsu federations. They know Ethiopia very well. They know our challenges. They know our name, and we will try to strengthen our relationship further with these federations, and also with Ethiopian sport authorities. Despite all challenges, we will try to be to fulfill their request, which is very difficult to fulfill, but we will try to do our best, and also to other martial arts in Ethiopia.
It's great to hear that again, the involvement on so many levels when it comes to these sports of judo and jiu-jitsu in Ethiopia. And I think there's, as you mentioned, a lot of potential and a lot of opportunities there for further growth, both competitors and coaches and supporters locally and globally. Now, last question for you, sir. Now, you've been doing this, as you mentioned, since 2007. That's about 14 years, right? You've been actively involved in this. You've been doing it for many years as a martial artist. The question is, what inspires you to keep going and achieving your goals for the development of jiu-jitsu and judo in Ethiopia? What keeps you motivated and going?
That's a very, very interesting question. I think to make a difference, improve life standard, as I said before, to make good citizens out of the dojo, and contribute for the quality. Last but not least, to see challenges as a chance, and to make us out of these chances changes. And my favorite quote from Mandela is, it always seems impossible until it is done. That's what what I like to say, you know.
Dr. Degineh, I just want to say I really respect your motivation and your dedication for the developments of these sports. You yourself, of course, are a lifelong martial artist, and you're a very passionate, focused, and organized individual. I've seen you in action, of course, and you're an inspiration, my friend. I want to thank you very much for your time. My last question for you is, where can people find you online if they have any questions in regards to these sports or how they can get involved?
I have my email address, webmaster@degineh, DEGINAH.com. And yes, I have also, I think we have EJJA info, our website. they can find more information about me. Even I have also my own website, but it is currently it is using for more other topics. So I would like also to thank you, Garmami. You are a pioneer to introduce Judo and Jiu-Jitsu out of Africa to the rest of the world. You are our voice, and such kind of podcast is very important. Make transparency, and you are building a bridge. And for that, I would love to thank you from bottom of my heart. And I would like also to thank your listeners to having me today. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much. And we look forward to having you on in future episodes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Combat Sports in Africa podcast. I hope you enjoyed that interview. Episode 2 will be available very soon. Thank you very much for listening.